Let's get these cuts out the way. Ready to advance, so we gotta cut 12 players. Let's see here. Oh yeah, you gone. Cut you. And you could go, Tank. You can go. You can go. You can go. You can go. See you later. 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 Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna go to the back. Alright, to advance. Move forward.
These folks in the Circle City, they love their Colts, and they have packed the house tonight as we welcome you to Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Indianapolis Colts. Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They're hot as can be, winners of 8 of their last 9 games.
I don't know if you'd call this start a surprise exactly, but they've proven that they're going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with anybody.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, they're hitting their stride of late, winners of 3 of their last 4. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Out onto the field comes the Colts offense for their first series. And at quarterback, a new name this year to the franchise, of course, but certainly not new to the league. A 15-year vet, former league MVP, Matt Ryan.
And I think if there's one quarterback in the league who sometimes gets taken for granted, to me it's Matt Ryan, because I think throughout his career, he's been consistently excellent. Frequent member of the 4,000-yard club, savvy veteran, knows how to throw the deep ball and create big plays, and yes, he will beat you from the pocket.
Carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown as well.
Well, we know they've clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play. And I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you've done throughout the season, especially with teams that are heavy run teams. Because if you throttle back too early, you lose the rhythm of the run game, not just with the runner, but with the offensive line as well.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for them to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for them to escape the pocket and run.
Ryan finding Pittman there for the Colts' first down. So opening drive, third down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
First and 10, Taylor now. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. Again, it's Taylor. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish a ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
And Ryan's throw into the hands of Pittman here. Ball down at about the 30-yard line. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game that will continue after picking up another first there.
Did you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Second and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and we'll still get the first down. They love being physical.
It's a jet sweep. This is Pittman. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Well, I sure wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this as this game goes on, because we know they like to use their wideouts either on quick throws or on jet switch like what we just saw there. And to say that that one worked well, partner, that's stating the obvious.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. Here's Hines. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. A 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Hines. They push forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. Got him there. And he pulls it in for the Colts touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Many would call that a gutsy decision here early on to go for it, 4th and goal. There was no hesitation. Field goal unit never sniffed the field.
It was a message. And the message was, I trust you on offense. Go out and make this happen. Go ahead and pick it up. You know what else he said? I trust my defense as well. If they don't get it, I know you're going to hold them. So it's a message to your entire team that you believe in them.
Rodrigo Blankenship now for the PAT. And this is good to make it 7-0 ending. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it was capped off on the touchdown catch by Michael Pittman. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. Los Angeles taking the field led by Justin Herbert, 3rd-year man out of Oregon whose career is off to an incredibly productive start.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The numbers for him from a week ago, 21 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a change-up.
And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Spiller. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. Dancing to his left. He'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. The Chargers at 500, 7-7 on the year. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Steps away. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the first.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain. So when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a 1st down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is Spiller. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Isaiah Spiller with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. I thought as that was developing that he might actually keep it, but the right decision, obviously, to hand the football off.
And some teams do a really nice job of taking a little bit longer at the mesh point, meaning where he's going to hand it off or keep it. Sometimes they ride it maybe a step longer than others. That allows him to make the proper decision and have the right person end up with the ball.
And it paid off with a long touchdown run. Hopkins with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. 2nd drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down. The first carry now. This is Williams.
Oh, shit.
3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Yeah, we saw that from up here, CD. A tug on the face mask, and the flag comes out.
And we saw that last week. They had some defensive miscues like that. And they told us that they had worked hard on it in practice and thought they had it all cleaned up. But obviously the message hasn't really sunk in.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. we've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also,
This guy's got a fucking tackle.
pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback.
What the fuck?
6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring us to the end of
Oh,
the
man.
first quarter. 7-7, our score after 1. Working with a 2nd and 4. Now Williams running left. And he is going to lose yardage here. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And that is incomplete. But a pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
So Ryan heads to the sideline, and out now is Rodrigo Blankenship for the Indianapolis field goal try. Blankenship's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell us end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
This fielded right at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
Tackle made by Grover Stewart.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From the 17, Herbert being chased out left. And Herbert going to slide to a stop, and he has a first down. 9 yards that time.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
They run behind center with Spiller, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv, and you run into a tough crowd.
Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And the Colts are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew's got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10. Right at the 50-yard line. He'll hand this to Williams to start things out. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams would take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 25. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Nice job there, finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start. Boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. Of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Normally when you see a short gain in the middle of a 3-4 defense, go ahead and pat the nose tackle on the back, because he's holding things up and taking out extra blockers, which allows one of the inside linebackers to roam free and make the tackle.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. This one swung out to Williams. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. And he'll have
This guy, yeah, come on.
14-yard line. 5 yards on the play there. It's a drive will continue.
Partner, I know we're in the era of the mobile quarterback, but there's still an element of surprise when that position keeps the football. And what a nice gain on that play.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Out to the right and complete to Pittman. Touchdown! Michael Pittman with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And they're able to add on to their advantage in the 2nd quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this 1st half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Blankenship out for the point after. It's good to make it 17-7. A 10-play drive that time. And he was capped off on the touchdown catch Sanchez now. He'll kick it away following the touchdown. And no return here for Reed. This will be a touchback. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did and get this game going.
The drive starts with a give to Spiller. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Up the middle with Eckler. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
This guy is just going to bat the ball with his back turned.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like... They're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
On 1st down, Ryan. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Ball on the 30 as they come up, 2nd and 10. Here's Ryan. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Ryan to throw. He'll drop this down to Williams. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. The return is Reed. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
Yeah.
And it'll be Charger football here
Yes.
as they take over. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Charles, a very uninspired saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
A handoff to Spiller to begin the drive. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 48 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Right back to Spiller on 2nd down. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
First and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Meanwhile, Herbert's throw going into the hands of Williams. And they've got this.
Good job, baby. Good job with the stand bombs.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And able to get them inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Second down, ball on the 3. First down marker at the 1-yard line. Straight ahead at Spiller. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, it's Spiller. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line.
Took him out 4th and 4.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop him with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll run for it with Eckler. And not only did he not get...
Oh, that's some bullshit.
First down either. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And that will force a turnover on downs. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
She knew they were going to cheat us.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. So we're at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Marcus Mariota leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And as you see, they were losers in that game played yesterday. Carson Wentz leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And it was the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars that go home with the victory. Trevor Lawrence, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This will be fielded inside the 5. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Chargers. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with.
Bro,
and they say challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, him at all. I do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Extra point good by
She gets out of that freaking touchdown.
Field goal,
Stupid.
17-14. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Ryan. And that's into the hands of Mo Alley Cox, the tight end. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Good job, baby. Good job. Let's go.
Chargers are going to take possession of the football. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A give, Eckler running to the right. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operated.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Eckler now between the tackles. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Bobby Okereke making that tackle.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Whipping one into Allen. That's complete. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out in the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Austin Eckler, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers have scored again in this 3rd quarter, this time to move out in front. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
It's daytime. I ain't got to go to bed. That's why I went last night. Fuck you, houses. These bitches cheating. It was whipping my ass, these cheaters.
Will kick it away.
Boy, you ain't see that kick return I just ran back?
It'll come out to the 25.
Woo.
Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. So the offense back out now, coming off its 1st interception of the game the last time out, trying to reestablish some
Go play your games. You're holding up the leagues, bitch.
Defensively, maybe these guys smelling the blood in the water a little bit.
Yeah, I think that they probably are, but what they need to do right now is just make sure they don't force the action too much themselves. They've got them on the run a little bit. You just want to be in a position where if they make another mistake, you're there to capitalize on it and take it away from them.
Get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And just
no, buddy. No, buddy. Let's go deep.
Line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the 1st half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now a toss left side.
Oh, geez, you cannot tackle these guys up there and get the extra yards. This is bullshit.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Now a 10th carry. Here's
Good stuff. Good stuff. Fucking right. Cheating rats.
4th down now after a loss of 2.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
That also doesn't mean you just do it the same
Fuck
way
these Colts.
the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert.
Good catch, baby. Let's go.
Before he's out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
On 1st and 10 is Spiller. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
It was Quiddy Pay who made the stop coming off the edge.
Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
That was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger.
Let's go, Herbert. Let's go, baby. This is the put-away drive right here.
That was an excellent job of recognizing.
This is our put-away drive.
His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Let's go. Cheating rats.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
He was out there waving his arms. When you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And a very determined
Let's go! Woo! First down. First down.
54 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. Another good carry there for the NFL's 2nd leading rusher. And we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
Well, I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's 1st or 2nd or even 3rd in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. The slot man in motion right. And the slot man goes in motion left. Herbert just beat the play clock. He'll get this to Eckler. 13 yards down to the 13.
Good job, Eckler. Good job, baby. Cheap rats.
Throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the
Deep double cover.
too much space in front of them.
Off of man coverage.
Taking advantage so far.
These suckers love this cover 6 over.
Under a minute to go in the third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. And he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 12 more yards there and another first down.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown.
Fala.
Isaiah
Fullback.
with his second touchdown of the night. And the Chargers get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, fair to say they've got something here in this rookie running back, and he's in for the second time of the ball game.
And Brandon, it's a position where there's often a lot of turnover, a lot of competition at that spot. But he's proven to them that he wants to be the bell cow guy that his franchise can rely on.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was Isaiah Spiller capping things off with a touchdown run.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play. Multiple plays that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A give to the fullback on the dive. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
And that's a nice gain by him on 1st down, picking up some key yardage.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Ryan, and he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try to get the ball back again.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Throw left side, complete to QT. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play that time on the catch and run. 35 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Colts have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. To throw forward is Ryan. Oh, no, he lost the football. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Fielding just outside the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Heading back back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture in the AFC. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. 63 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Right back to Spiller on 2nd down. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Herbert with a connection to Allen for a Charger 1st down. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards there and a 1st down. It's Eckler again. And this will go as a gain of 7.
What a face mask at.
To the 30-yard line. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You take a charge.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means it might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Here's Herbert. He's got Allen.
Oh, look how these.
Brought down at the 32.
That's drive play. That's some bullshit.
And that's going to bring up a 4th.
Wow, these just cheated. These just cheated.
Down for a loss.
Oh, these just cheated. This guy right over. All you got to do is keep running. They make him come back.
Understanding defensively what the
Oh, man. Oh, man.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to put him a touchdown and a 2-point conversion up. Hopkins' kick is good, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Colts set to take over here offensively. And remember, despite giving up the field goal, this is still a one-score game. They're in need of the touchdown or the two-point conversion. A field goal on this drive likely doesn't do them much good. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Ryan. He's got the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. The Colts on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Ryan. Got an open man. That's Campbell. And they get him down before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Now Ryan on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Carter. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Ryan completes this to Pittman, and he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset, working with a 2nd and 3. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete, and he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 29-yard line. Throwing now is Ryan. Well, he forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Davis. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back.
Good job, baby. Good job. These Colts. These rats.
Well, this defense, Charles, we know how good they are, but they've been beat a couple of times in this game. However, they got the latest laugh.
And how about the way they hung in there? Because you're exactly right. They're not used to being dented as they've been so far in this game. But what they just did there with that pick six, that's the equivalent of what was happening to them. They're throwing touchdown passes against them. Okay, we'll take one back against you.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. So now Ryan and the Colts down by 15. Less than 90 seconds to go. They're going to need a Christmas miracle to pull this one out as they've got it 1st and 10. Back to the air, Ryan after the pick six. Finding Pittman. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 55 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Slant pass hauled in by Campbell. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. On 2nd and inches, Ryan. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for one here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation. Yeah. Now you're wondering where you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for one here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. So with exactly a minute to play, here comes a critical onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Chargers, and it appears they're going to win this football game. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Right back to Spiller on 2nd down. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Herbert. And Allen's got it. And they'll work
slants.
Inside the 30. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final
timeout.
And as the two teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take an aim. Herbert to his knee, and that should just about write it into this one. Somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do a little bit better, a little cleaner.
Good job.
And they
coming along, y'all might make the playoffs, baby. Number 1 seed right there. Made the coast songs. Bills defense. Or the Ravens. Like they squeeze in, they ain't told me out of it. They ain't told me out of it.